David Miller lived in a small suburban town in Ohio, USA. He wasn't a rich man, just a hardworking auto mechanic who spent most of his days under the hood of broken cars, fixing engines, and working long hours to provide for his family. His wife, Sarah, worked part-time at the local school as a teacher's assistant, and together they raised their only daughter, Emily. Emily was 16, full of dreams and determination. She wanted to become a nurse, inspired by her mother's compassion and her own desire to help others. David loved to see his daughter dream big, but at the back of his mind, he always worried, what if something happens? What if I can't protect my family? One evening, while they were having dinner, Sarah brought up a topic David often avoided. David, she said gently, we should think about getting proper car insurance. You're always driving late at night after work, and Emily is learning how to drive now. It's important for our safety. David sighed, putting down his fork. I know, Sarah. But insurance premiums are expensive. We're barely managing as it is. Sarah reached across the table and touched his hand. I understand. But what's more expensive, insurance, or losing everything after one accident? David thought about it long and hard that night. He looked at his old gym membership card, the coffee shop bills, the little luxuries he gave himself to stay sane. The next day, he canceled them all. He gave up those small comforts, telling himself, if it means protecting Emily and Sarah, it's worth it. He signed up for comprehensive car insurance. Months later, one rainy evening, the sky was dark and the roads were slick. David had just closed the shop and was on his way to pick up Emily from school. As he drove down the highway, headlights flashed in his rearview mirror. A truck was speeding uncontrollably, swerving between lanes. Before David could react, the truck slammed into the side of his car. The impact was brutal. Glass shattered, metal twisted, and within seconds, David's car was a wreck. When David woke up, he was in the hospital. His head was bandaged, and Emily sat beside him, holding his hand with tears in her eyes. Dad, you're okay, she whispered, we're both okay. The doctor walked in. You're lucky. It could have been much worse. The car, however, is completely totaled. David's heart sank. All he could think about was the cost. How will I replace the car? How will I pay the bills? But Sarah leaned close to him and whispered, David, remember. You took car insurance. Everything, the repairs, the medical bills, it's all covered. David closed his eyes as tears rolled down his face. That single sacrifice, those small luxuries he gave up, had saved his family from financial disaster. Life after the accident, the insurance company replaced their car and covered the hospital bills. Slowly, life returned to normal. David recovered, Emily continued her studies, and Sarah managed the home with renewed gratitude. Emily never forgot what her father had done. She remembered the old, worn-out shoes he wore instead of buying new ones, the nights he skipped dinner so she could have enough, the way he smiled through the pain of sacrifice. Years later, Emily finally achieved her dream and became a nurse. On her graduation day, standing proudly on stage in her white coat, she gave a speech, I wouldn't be here without my father. He taught me the meaning of sacrifice, not through words, but through actions. When he gave up his comforts to protect us with car insurance, he showed me that true love is about thinking ahead, about putting family first. Today, every success I achieve belongs to him. David, sitting in the audience, wiped his tears. He didn't care about the long nights he had worked, or the things he had given up. Seeing his daughter succeed, knowing she was safe, was worth more than anything in the world. Lesson behind the story: insurance is not just a piece of paper or another bill to pay. It is a shield, a quiet sacrifice that protects your loved ones when life takes an unexpected turn. Sometimes, the greatest love is hidden in the choices we make today to protect tomorrow.